Welcome back to Paper to Pavement. This is H-Gas Alliance episode 2, and we have been thrashing since episode 1. This is a recap of pretty much all of that. Last time you guys saw us, the Fiat was doing good, all back together, new axles in, doing wheelies at Grandma's. And we're ready to go to Ohio and take everybody down there. And this is the first time that Trent, Kayla, and my family, my wife and 2 kids, actually get to go to the racetrack together. So I felt more confident about that little Fiat then than I had ever before. And I just truly felt like with my wife and kids there, they'd be my good luck charm. Once we got to Ohio, there was only 2 of us. There was me and Beelzebub. So it's the fastest guy. We still get to know where we stand with the crowd. First round of qualifying, like always, I get a pass, and then me and Beelzebub just get thrown in the mix of, first round of actual eliminations. So I get up, we each decide we're gonna make a solo pass because of, my car always breaking. I just wanted to make sure nothing was gonna happen. I didn't think it was, but just in case. So I pulled up and they told me to pick a lane, and just randomly, I picked the right lane. I usually try to pick the lane away from where the turnoff is, so I got plenty of room to turn around. So I get up there, the car feels great, I stage it, and I feel like the car is about to launch like it did at Grandma's. I mean, it felt so good there that I was extremely confident, and as soon as I let off on the clutch, it cut left. I mean, immediately. Didn't even think about doing a wheelie out or any power or anything. Well, I thought I must have broke the transmission. I am so proud of how I reacted when that car did that. I was extremely nervous about the car because it had broke every other time. So I felt like I was really locked into the zone. And when I let off on the trans brake and let out on the clutch and it went sideways, I actually had to push in the clutch, rev it again to miss the tree. And I'm probably one of the only guys in history to cross center before the tree. And so I seen that it was rolling, and it felt like it had square wheels. I mean, it was just rocking all over the place. It felt terrible. But I limped it back to the trailer. Had to change my underwear. But both axles gone.
Really?
Both axles. This one kicked completely. This one's just twisted like a pretzel. That wasn't it, dude. 5,000 RPM. I almost hit that.
Yeah, you almost hit the tree.
Hey, I shot up and got in this lane before the tree.
Did you ever see a car?
I can't believe I saved that like that.
Hi, Mikey.
Hey, good luck, guys.
You want to see the footage? Okay.
It's closing time. The bar is almost empty. It's me, the bartender, and the piano man. Last call for alcohol.
Come check out the pieces.
Has come and gone.
Good Lord. How the hell is he doing that? He twisted like a damn pretzel.
Isn't that crazy?
Broke this one right in half.
I told him I don't know about like weight and rotation and stuff. I was like, too bad there's not a way to make that solid, but I guess it would just find the next weakest point.
Yeah.
Because since it's hollow,
I wasn't gonna expect him to break them.
Yeah, because this is just heavy duty. It's just, this being hollow, all that pressure, weight, everything's just all right on this material.
Dude, it's solid too. That's insane.
Yeah.
I can't believe he missed the tree.
Right. I told Gabriel, I was like, hey, H-gas is where all the power's at right here.
Yeah, no
I said,
kidding.
you like pretzels?
I got under there and I looked and I went, oh my gosh, those axles that I thought were going to be like military grade, one of them snapped and the other one twisted like a pretzel. And that's what I was making it go back to the track with. So I just, my heart sank. And to be honest with you, at that point, when Trent walked up, I felt so defeated that I was ready to load the thing up and just pretty well give up on it. I sat there for just a couple minutes and my wife and kids came up and I started to realize that, you know, the last thing I want for the first memory of my kids at their dad at the racetrack is watching them fail and give up. So even if it is broken, I'm at least going to jack it up and put the spare set of axles in it. I know I'm not going to be able to launch it hard now because they're identical to the ones I just destroyed, but at least it would let my kids see me go down that track. You know, it really, I got to at least do that. So we jacked the car up, I fix it, and unbelievably, I never missed a round.
Old school right here.
A little more old school than I like.
We thrashed so hard that when we set it down on the jacks, I started up and backed up. That was because they were calling me to the lanes. So I get up there, it went in gear, everything felt good, and I thought, well, this is great. So I make it down there for that round. I get in the lanes. They make me, because of what just happened, you know, they made me make another solo pass, which usually you wouldn't. But I made that solo pass. I just left on a dead idle, went down, shifted through the gears. And the cool thing about this Ohio track is, you know, we're racing 8th mile, but that is a 1/4 mile track. So for the first time, I get to see if this car will even go in 4th gear. I went ahead and ran it right on out to the 1/4. And the car is geared really for the 1/4 mile. You know, I mean, it ran out of motor right at the stripe of the 1/4. So it's a good little car.
Took it easy. Made it all the way through. Obviously, you want to launch it, but that setup can't handle it. Can't handle the power.
50-foot pass. That's my speed.
Hey, look, it wanted to come off the ground, and when he shifted it, it popped up the back a little bit.
Steven was over standing by me, and he was like, "This is it. This is the pass." He's like, "This is the pass he needs." It was nice.
So I made that pass. It was successful. Was that a mouse?
Yeah.
Okay, we got mice running around too.
And then go get these fixed and come out and try it again.
How'd it turn out?
So it was good. I went really easy. I banged it hard into 2nd, and then I just drove it out. I actually drove it out to where I could shift into 4th too. And it feels great up top.
What was your miles per hour in the 8?
70.
Oh, wow, that's the fastest you've gone in the
Definitely fastest. I took it up to 6 grand and then left. Yeah, I mean, I didn't leave on 6 grand, but I shifted to 2nd at 6 and then shifted again at 3rd. And I was pretty much at the finish line, you know? So I just like, hell with it. I'll just shove it in 4th. They've got plenty of track here. It was fun. The car feels fine. Like, it's literally just too thin a pipe. The geometry's fine. It goes down that track as smooth as silk. So
Good. You want to look at the launch?
I would like to. Came up again in 6th again.
He'll do a wheelie in 2nd too. I know it will. But so we made a successful pass on that one. Felt really good. Brought it back, and for the first time ever in between rounds, I was not working on that car. First time ever. It felt like, well, I mean, at least I can go out there and do that again.
That's winter circles right there.
That's all I needed.
That's winter
If
circles.
she's happy, I'm happy. It's that snow cone though. She don't care about me.
They're thrashing between rounds. You guys just sitting back here chilling out, eating ices. Looks sweet, man.
We ain't working on nothing. I said today I wasn't working on anything, and as you can see,
Live.
I lied to you.
Cold liar. Well,
It's fine. It's just the thickness of the pipe on them drive shafts, all that's wrong.
what's that?
If I really want to drive that thing on this trailer. Right. Not underneath it. We made it, bud.
Next round we go race is the finals, you know, so it's me and Beelzebub, you know, we got to the finals, you know, by default. But we get up there, I feel like my little car is going to be just half as fast as Beelzebub. Especially with me not being able to take out of the hole like I really want to. I just felt like Beelzebub was going to half track me, you know.
First pass hard, next one is soft.
I'm gonna take it really easy, man. One of the goals I made for this is I really want to drive it on the trailer. So I'm gonna take it easy on it.
Yeah.
We know we need axles stronger, but at least I was smart enough to know to buy a spare set, you know?
Yeah.
It's the smartest thing I've done since I've owned this thing.
We put up $100. 50 for the winner in A. 50 for the winner in
That was close though. That's good.
He was close though.
Yeah. And that was putt-putting.
He's gonna get it. Don't worry, he's gonna get it.
down the racetrack.
He'll
Those
do it.
guys were neck and neck.
It just feels good to him stay together and down the track.
For sure.
Because if he can get into it,
He's making passes now. So
yeah.
Was
Let's
gonna
a little
go.
bit of axles
You know.
next time.
And I left. I think I might have even left a little before him, but of course I'm leaving on a dead idle, and he is, you know, 6,500 RPM dumping it. So he gets out on me about a car and a half, and I'm going through the gears, and I'm realizing he's not putting more than that car or car and a half on my little car. Yes, he beat me. He beat me, of course. You know, we knew he was going to beat me, especially not being able to leave on a good launch. But the confidence I had in the car and the little motor that Joey and Todd and everybody, you know, has worked on has got me feeling like, man, if I can get these driveline things fixed, we're good to go. You know, now I've got it down to where the transmission felt good. I liked the way it shifted and everything. The little engine we didn't think would last one race is actually running good and making enough power to hang with Beelzebub and not look stupid. So now it's like, okay, axles. If we can just dial in these axles, everything's
How do you
fixed.
feel seeing like him just make a nice pass?
It was so awesome.
If he got to actually get into it like he wants to, he can get them.
You think? I thought it was really competitive for
Oh, yeah.
for how soft he went. I thought he kept up with it.
Yeah.
I was like,
think so,
gosh,
too.
that buck was scooting. But
Yeah, but for putting, he stayed
So,
with them.
for the first time ever, at the end of the race, yes, I lost the race, but I got to drive it on the trailer. You know, that's never happened before. Every other time we've had to push it. So that was what I considered the win of the whole weekend, was that it actually drove itself on the trailer. I felt like we won the whole thing.
all right, Jen, now you're in.
Did it! I actually drove it on a trailer after one of these. First time ever. We did it!
Good job.
We drove it.
Proud of you.
And you know, another thing about this series and everything, for those of you who are just kind of, you know, following along now, is the HES series was really inspired because of the help I was wanting to give Todd Hines on his car, putting the floors in. Well, even before the Ohio race, I ended up painting Todd's car. You know, he was then worried about finishing the bodywork up a little bit and painting it and all those things, and kind of the same way with the floor. I said, Todd, don't sweat that stuff, man. I'll just bring it up, we'll have fun again, just like we did last time, and I'll take care of that. Well, Todd pulls up with it, and it still needed a little bit of attention, so as soon as he got here, me and Todd just started hammering all these body spots out that I was kind of pointing at. And we got those taken care of really fast because I wanted to get it primed that first night, because the plan was primer is the first day when he gets there, sand the primer the next day and paint it this cream color that he let me pick out, and then the third day we were going to spray his roof. He got this like tribal cutout looking lace thing, that he was wanting to put on there, and I talked him into using real lace and like, let's do it more like a traditional lace top. Everybody's watching this right now and they're going, ain't no way that suit will fit. They have no clue I special ordered this one. But what ended up happening was the primer worked out great. We sanded it down. The car turned out pretty good for, you know, it's a beat up car, but it is also a race car, so we weren't going for perfection at all. Okay, so let me fill you in on what happened. Yesterday, we got everything ready. We started spraying the Studebaker, and really quick, I noticed that the kit that we bought off the internet was ridiculously thick. The paint was. Well, we opened it up, and when we did, it looked like latex house paint. I mean, it was thick, and it was mix ratio was 4-to-1, and I knew for sure that we needed at least 1-to-1. I mean, it needed to thin ridiculously. And I told him, I said, I'm not sure that we have enough thinner here, but it's single stage urethane. I do have some single stage urethane reducer. Worst case, we can give that a shot if we need to. But I'll try to get it done in 2 coats, so that way we won't even have to use half this paint. I spray it all. It's coming out really good. Looks phenomenal. I get almost through the 2nd coat and we run out of thinner. So I told him, I said, well, man, we either stop now and have to sand it all down, or we can try to use the thinner I've got and see if it'll work. And worst case, we've got to sand it down and start over again. So either way, let's at least give it a shot. I mixed it, and I had 1 stripe left to go on the quarter. I sprayed that, it looked fine, and then I sprayed the passenger side back door, and as soon as I sprayed that back door, it just, like, I mean, man, took off like zits. Like solvent popped terrible, and the paint just fell off of the door. Then I looked back at the quarter, and it started doing that on the same spot I'd sprayed there. So those chemicals would not jive with each other. Paint job's over, we've got to stop. Okay, so I had total redemption today. Went and got a product I know how to spray, that I know mixes well and sprays well. And this whole time, like, I've been sitting here stressing about what did I do wrong? I knew I didn't do anything wrong. Well, today I sprayed out 10 times slicker paint job than with that other crappier product anyway. So looks great. I'm gonna walk away from it for a little bit, let it tack, and then I'll come back and shut the garage door once it's a lot drier. I'm so stupid. I came back in here after the alarm went off. I never do this, and I forgot to put my mask back on. I never do that. I usually like wipe myself down really well, you know, my arms and everything, but I never spray without a mask on, so definitely never do that. It's a terrible idea. I'll probably end up being sick from it for a few days. It's stupid. Anyway, don't want to do that again. I'm gonna let this tack. Everything should be golden, and then I'm gonna do the top here, and I'll probably wait a couple days on the top actually. That way it's perfectly cured and I don't do anything weird. Anyway, so much better. I'll rest easy today. You know, 100 times. And got it in the exact same color though, because when we seen it sprayed, he did like the color, which he was extremely unsure about the color at first, but I told him it's gonna look good with the orange. So I got the paint back here, I mixed it up, I sprayed it, and it turned out phenomenal. I mean, sprayed out better than it did the first time. So really redoing it all, the layer of paint that I had on there that we ended up having to sand down really worked like an extra layer of primer. It was phenomenal. I let it flash an entire day. I wet sanded the top, and I ended up laying out a lace pattern and sprayed it, fogged it in on the sides, and then cleared it all. And Todd was ready to come back and pick his race car up. Trent, I know you're not here, buddy. I wish you were. I'm so happy with how this top turned out. I hope you'll be back before I've got to take this thing back, but Todd's gonna be so thrilled, man. I mean, as far as wanting it to look like creamsicle, I think we nailed it. So man,
when something would leave, we go.
Here, do that again. Face the sun. I gotta see that. That's the finally done belly dance.
Now we got to get the Fiat ready for Moxville, and I'm back to the drawing board on axles again. So I pull those axles out of the Tahoe and I'm starting to inspect them, and I realize they made these things out of 095, like thin wall. I mean, it looked like a fence post. And I was like, well, these guys have seen me bust axles before. This had to be a mistake. I went back to them, and, you know, obviously it wasn't a mistake because they made me pay them to fix it. Now they're 3/16. Hopefully they're strong enough, but if not, we'll go a different route on the next set of axles. I bring those back, and there's only one more thing I can do to really make sure these axles aren't smacking in on that case. After watching the ones break, that's what I was worried about, is busting my transaxle case from the shock. So I got under it and I welded little panhard bars under the car. That way it was stiff side to side, so it would let the spring, you know, work like it's supposed to. So we know we like H-gas, you know. I mean, I know that I want to race this series. Like, I like these guys. I love the way this format is, and I love the guys that are in the class. And me and Trent talked on the way to Moxville and started really putting into perspective with me, him, and everybody, even the audience, this is the last fight on this car's contract. Like, it's got to perform here, or plan B is going to have to start coming together. At this point, this is getting foolish to try to make a car work. That if it's just not going to work, I'm man enough to admit this is a dirt drag car. You know, like, we won't mess with it on the drag strip. I would love to see it make a successful pass down the drag strip in North Carolina to make me feel good about it. You know, that's really where, that is what the trip to North Carolina was for. So we got there on Friday, and the plan was, let's hammer it right out of the start. I mean, if it's going to break, why not break it as early as possible so, you know, we don't have to keep wasting all this time and money and everything.
Put the wrong guy on the job. I'll know next time. That's what I did.
On and we're rolling.
Okay, so I got the new axles in. They're 3/16 now. We're gonna go up. I'm gonna hammer on it. I mean, it's test and tune night. It's Friday, and I'm gonna see if it'll hold together. We might as well know now.
So I pull it to the line, rev it up, dump the clutch, and she doesn't move. Like, even worse than ever. Like, just popped and didn't go anywhere. And I wasn't even mad. I mean, if anything, I thought this was funny. You know, it's like, this little car just hates my guts. You know, it was like Christine. Only likes his first owner, don't like no other one.
Thanks, Kobe. I appreciate you, brother.
So what'd it feel like?
It literally just felt like it popped out of gear. That's the reason I put it in gear, to see if it'd move, because it went right back into gear, but as soon as it started rolling, it just froze right up. So I think first gear's out of it.
Yeah.
Just let me know. I mean, I don't know what would be best to build. I don't know if the Crosley would be better to build, or would that truck be better to build. You know, I know that 292 is good. Then all I'd have to do is put together a rear end and get a transmission for that 292. I want a little car. I want a little one. I'm known for, you know, a micro Mikey. I want to be a little car. I really don't want it to be that truck, but I know for a fact I have everything to build that truck at the house. See what we come up with. We'll get back out on the track this season too. I'll get back out here, but I just got to figure out what the hell is the right thing to do. I cannot keep throwing thousands of dollars at this. This is, I mean, what you guys see is us like pounding and really working hard to get the track. Mel Tennyson, if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't be here. Mel paid for our gas. He's a fan of the show. He paid for our gas and got it to where we could come out here and at least try. But this is all out of our pocket. You know, we have no sponsors, no nothing. So it's a huge commitment to keep jumping back into something that's let me down every single time I've let out on the clutch. And I just don't know if I'm willing to jump in any farther on this one. I really don't.
But I told Trent, you know, I would like to get this car back together and working and everything good for this class, but I'm gonna have to put this thing in the corner because I'm not trying to make how-to videos on changing axles for a Fiat 600. I want to make something fun to watch, and I also want to have fun. My wife has started getting on to me about this racing isn't fun for you. You know, this is starting to suck the fun out of it. What are we doing here? Like, why do we keep messing with this Fiat? The little car's got me bid. I do love it. I want to see that car work, you know. But as we load it back up on Friday, I told Trent, let's just go to the hotel. Let's go to sleep, get up ridiculously early, head back home, and get started on plan B.
Time to head home, back to the drawing board.
Home from Moxville, I can finally let the cat out of the bag with Trent that, buddy, if this happened again, I already had this figured out. I ended up doing the interior in Walter's truck for the chassis out of Walter's truck, his original one, that I traded for a truck cab for an H-gas backup car just in case this one didn't work out. So I've been, you know, pre-planning for a while. And with going to a 292 in this pickup truck, it lets me use a very, very good transmission, Ford 9-inch rear end. I have control over my gearing and stuff to where I can affordably run a truck like this and I think be way more competitive faster than with this Fiat. Now I would like to get the Fiat back out there one day, but the money it's going to have to take to get out there and compete with even what if people come in faster than Beelzebub? You know, I know I'm still a ways from that. This truck with that engine in it, I believe I can be nipping on Beelzebub right now. So why not do that? I can put it together cheaper than anything. So I know that I've got a 1950 Chevy truck. I've got fiberglass fenders and running boards for it. And my buddy Clay Culbertson, he has a ton of truck parts and he told me just name what you need and you've got it. Well, I called him with a list and he had every single thing I needed. So this truck can come together very fast, and the goal really is to get it to Lions. October. Yeah, you'll be. I thought, for some reason, I thought some of them had this one, like the 47s. I think. And it would set about right. It'll make a little. Those are the mounts for the back, right? A push that moves this,
or you can do it manually.
That sounds like it was spraying a gloss white too.
Rude's race cars.
I can't say that I've ever had one. Yes, I do.
Yeah, nice meeting you, Rude.
It was nice meeting you.
So as I speak right now, I'm already working on that truck. I've been doing everything I can to make the money for the parts and move stuff around. I've even been making these little covers here to help us with gas money and stuff. And I always say I want to leave these on a positive note. Well, you know, the Fiat broke again, but we are looking forward to the bug zapper. Man, and just like always, this is a, you know, group effort between all my friends. Of course, like without Walter's interior, I wouldn't have been able to get the cab, the frame, Kevin Carey found for me on the internet. And then like all the fenders came from Jeff and Nancy, friends of mine. And then the bed, Clay Culbertson, my homeboy, found me that bed. I needed a door, and heck, he even found me a door over here. And then like the drivetrain in this thing, it's so much easier to deal with because I do know it. The 292 right here in the 6 fender will be living in the bug zapper now. And instead of this Volkswagen Transaxle I keep breaking, now we've got a Jericho. And guys, thanks for watching episode 2. Again, you know, you guys are always awesome, and I love the comments and the questions and everything. It's really cool. Hopefully by episode 3, we will be having some good action coverage with this new truck. And in episode 3, you're going to see the banana hammock has officially found its new home in North Carolina. Very, very good home to somebody that loves it just like it is and plans on keeping it like this. So hopefully this is the positive note that we always try to leave on. I hope you guys enjoyed the show, and we'll see you next time.